And more on that deadly shooting during a father's planned family visitation. David Mora Rojas shot and killed his 3 daughters and their chaperone inside a Sacramento church yesterday. Police say that the father then turned the gun on himself. Well, today we have learned the identities of all 5 people killed.
Yeah, the coroner's office identified the gunman as Golston just mentioned, 39-year-old David Mora Rojas. Investigators say the mother of the 3 girls had a restraining order against him. The daughters range in ages from 9 to 13 years old. Nathaniel Kong was the person supervising that visit. The shooting happened at the church in Sacramento on Wida Way in the Arden area of Sacramento County.
Yeah, we have a team of reporters working on this story throughout the day. We're going to start right now with KCRA 3's Lizzie Mitri. And Lizzie, we learned the 3 girls all went to school in the Natoma School District.
Golson, the oldest 13-year-old Samia Mora Gutierrez was a student here at Leroy Green Academy in the Natomas Unified School District. Her younger sisters, 9-year-old Samara and 10-year-old Samantha, went to Bannon Creek School. And we've learned Samantha was killed just days before her birthday. She would have celebrated her 11th birthday tomorrow, according to court records. Today, the Natomas School District had its social emotional support team and chaplains from the Sacramento Police Department available at the 2 schools the girls attended to provide grief counseling and support. Deborah Hurd says her 14-year-old granddaughter is a student at Leroy Green.
Back to the Divested Zealot Response channel, and this is your host, the Alpha Black Lion. As you just seen in the news report, another mass shooting done by none other but Zaddy himself. As you see, the man in front of you who took his own life, the coward who took his own life after killing his 3 children and his wife, like the report said, or I believe it said that the chaperone of those 3 children of his own flesh and blood. And then he turned the gun upon himself. The man that you see before you, the white man that you see before you. And this is the same white man, the same Zaddy that the divestors will tell you that can do no wrong, when they always point the finger and the blame on everything that's bad, and they say that it's because of the black man. They do the same thing that white people have been doing to the black man for years, when white women claim that a black man raped them, just like the historical case of Emmett Till. And that's just one of many. But these divestors, they will never tell you about cases like this. But that's why this channel exists, to expose all of the dirt of white Zaddy that the divestors will fail to tell you. And here's another thing. If I wanted to, I could do the same thing like Diarrhea Zealot. I could run a 2-hour live stream. Unlike her, I could do it on my own 2 feet without having a panel of cheerleaders behind me, because I'm intelligent enough to hold a lengthy live stream without anyone's assistance. But unlike them, I don't waste my time pointing fingers at everyone instead of focusing on myself. This channel is about empowering the black community, not tearing down the black community like those divestors do. But as you see, the recent case of Asia Maynard, that was what broke the camel's back. It was the straw that broke the camel's back, because it took the wind out of their selling point that the black man is the worst criminal on the planet, and that he is responsible for killing black women every 5.5 hours, which is a lie in itself, and I'll do another video upon that subject. But in this particular episode, we want to focus on the white Zaddy that these divestors has painted as saints, like they can do no wrong. And they don't want to tell you about this recent mass shooting in Sacramento in a church that took place. And they don't want to tell you about this. Divested Zealot, she would never do a live stream on this situation. She won't talk about what white men do, but she'll tell you, but if this was a black man, they would be talking about it right now. They'll be saying, girl, child, you better get away from them black men. Look, they're killing us left and right. But when Zaddy does it, you don't hear a mumbling word from them. Just like you didn't hear a mumbling word from them when Asia Menard was found dead. And let's go ahead and call it for what it is. She was murdered by that white Zaddy who took her life and strangled her and gave her drugs. Let's just call it what it is. No need to sugarcoat it. That's exactly how she was killed. Just like Lauren Smith Fields was murdered by a Zaddy. But they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to give it any attention because it goes against what they are trying to perpetrate, which is hatred towards the black man. But that's why we are here to expose them. And before I end this, to the divestors, why don't y'all say anything about this recent shooting in Sacramento? Is this man also a Dusty? And because of the action of this one white man, will you paint the entire white race Dusty? Will you call all black men Dusty? Answer that question for us. Will you call all white men Dusty because of the actions of this single man? The answer to that is no, they will not do it. But if this was a black man, you wouldn't hear the end of it. And they would be using that from now to the end of time to push and promote their rhetoric. So these divestors are nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. You hear me? They are nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. And the only reason why they talk the nonsense that they do is because they are Jezebels and they do not want to be held accountable for the poor behavior of black women. And when Kevin Samuels and other men of the manosphere, once they began to point it out, the divestors and angry black feminist women, they didn't want to hear it. So their response is to turn into the KKK and attack all black men. And notice that none of these divestors have debunked or refuted any of the talking points that Kevin Samuels make and what other men of the manosphere tell you about the behavior of black women. I want you all to keep that in mind because they cannot attack the message, but they can only attack the messenger. And that's what they've been doing, attacking the messenger and the black man, but they cannot attack the message. And we're going to keep our foot upon the neck of these divestors. And with that, this is the Alpha Black Lion signing out. Like, share, and subscribe.